to the end, and this is gonna be good. Now, we haven't seen this on air since April, and even then, we only presented it a couple times, and it's a customer pick. Now, this is from ProForm. What you're looking at here is called the desk bike, and I know that, you know, the name, quite frankly, is corny, but what it does is allow you to work while you're working out, to, you know, study while you're working out, to read your emails, answer those emails while you're working out. So you're literally not sacrificing, well, I need to work out, but I also need to get some work done. You don't have to decide, you don't have to sacrifice one or the other. You can do both thanks to ProForm. So this is really, really cool. This, like I said, we have not seen this on air since April. We've got it for you today, and it comes with everything that you could possibly need and what you would expect from ProForm in terms of a great quality workout piece of equipment. So like I said, it's called the ProForm Desk Bike. It comes with a snap-on desktop attachment. So you don't actually always have to have the desktop attachment on there. If you don't want it on, you don't have to put it on. But when you want to do your work, you snap it on, and there you go. It's got 8 adjustable resistance levels. So from beginner, intermediate, advanced, you've got a large LCD window, and that window is great because it gives you your speed, your time, distance, your resistance, your heart rate, and even the calories you burned. It comes along with an EKG grip pulse. So if you want to know your heart rate as you're working out, you've got that. You even have an oversized cushioned seat with lumbar support. And that's what makes this something that you can sit on and work on and work out on for a long period of time. It's got an inertia enhanced flywheel. And what that means is that you don't hear a thing. It doesn't have a big wheel like you would expect from a stationary bike. You've got a space saver design, so it folds up when you're not using it. There's even a water bottle holder, a nice strong steel frame construction. It holds up to 250 pounds. And this is, it was popular when we brought it in. We only had it on for a couple of presentations before it was sold out, and now is your time to go ahead and get it. And Isaiah, you can see, is working out while he's working, and he's shopping actually. But if these were emails, I know, if these were emails, if he were playing a game or what have you, he's not sacrificing, you know, I need to get my workout done, but I also have work that I need to get done on my computer. Now you'll see we've got a big computer here because it's a really big size desk. So if you are putting your big laptop or even tablet here, you can see it's gonna be great and comfortable for you to use. Even his hand position when he does it, you know, type, and he is typing out emails, it's gonna be a nice comfortable hand position there. You'll notice that if he doesn't want to, you know, use his computer, he could take the desk feature off if you wanted to. You've got a great handles to hold on to on the side if you want to do that as well. So overall, this really is one of the coolest kind of inventions that really does solve that problem of I need to work, but I also need to work out. I don't want to feel guilty doing one or the other. Now you can do both. We've got it for you on a price break and free shipping, and on 5 Flex. I do want you to hear a little bit more about your ProForm desk bike and give you a chance to go ahead and get yours.
My name is Christy, and I feel great. In the past, I didn't really ever exercise. I mean, I did a few things here and there, but nothing consistent. This just works for me. I wasn't liking where I was going in life, you know. I had a hard time going up the stairs without breathing hard and still talking to someone as you're going up the stairs. I saw maybe my children getting a little bit heavier than I wanted, and I wanted to be a good example for them and show them that exercise and eating right was an important way of life. My husband and I work out together. We go on family hikes together on the weekends, and we're having a lot of fun being healthy together. Never would have even thought about running a full marathon before, and now I've done a half marathon a few times, and I can totally see myself doing it, where before I would not have even thought about it. I don't intend on stopping anytime soon. I want to keep improving and seeing where I can go with every level of it.
All right, so I love what she said when she said we're having a good time working out. When was the last time you said that? That's one of the great things about a stationary bike. It's one of those things that we already know how to use. You don't need to learn any choreography. You don't have to do anything but jump on and ride your bike. And I always say the bike was probably your very first piece of workout equipment when you were a kid. But when you were a kid, you weren't working out, you were having fun. That's what you're gonna do now as an adult on your ProForm desk bike. Because Isaiah was saying, this is a workout. You know, I said, you can make it easier. And he was like, no, you know what? I need the workout. And quite frankly, most of us do, but we're not getting it. So if you can dial this from 1 to 8, and that's your resistance. So some days you might want to make it a little bit easier. Some days you might want to kind of, you know, give yourself a little bit more of a challenge. You can do that with your ProForm desk bike. Like I said, if there are times where you don't want the desk on, you don't have to have it on, because it snaps on and it can just unsnap off very easily and quickly. When you need to make room, you can fold this up and put it in a closet. It's amazing. Nice, comfortable cushioned seat. You've got